Hello students, in this section we will use concept of derivative to find maximum and minimum value of a function. Now here we will use two methods to find out the maximum and minimum value of a function. Our first method is second derivative test. Now in second derivative test, suppose a function fx equal to 2x cube minus 21x square plus 36x minus 20 is given to us. Now our first step in the second derivative test is that we will find the derivative of fx, that is f dash x, or we will differentiate fx by x, and f dash x will be equal to 6x square minus 42x plus 36. Now in second step we will take f dash x equal to 0, and from this we are getting the value of x as 1 and 6. Now in third step we will differentiate this f dash x with respect to x to find out f double dash x, and that will be 12x minus 42. Now in fourth step we will put the values of x obtained in step second in f double dash x. If we get positive sign, then the point will be the point of minima, and if we get negative sign, then that point will be the point of maxima. Now if on putting x1, value of x as x1, if we are getting a positive sign or fx1 greater f double dash x1 greater than 0, then x1 is a point of minima, and if f double dash x1 is less than 0 or we are getting it as negative, then x1 is a point of maxima. Now here we have obtained two values of x that are 1 and 6 in step second. So we will find out f double dash 1 and f double dash 6. Now f double dash 1 will be equal to 12 into 1 minus 42, and that is equal to minus 30, which is less than 0. That means we are getting a negative sign or a number which is less than 0. So x equal to 1 will be the point of maxima. Now at x equal to 6, f double dash 6 will be equal to 12 into 6 minus 42, and that will be equal to 30, and which is greater than 0 or which is positive. That means x equal to 6 is a point of minima. Now in step 5 we will find out the minimum and maximum value of the function. Now as at x equal to 1, you can say the function was maximum, or x equal to 1 is a point of maxima, so f1 will give us the maximum value of a function. Now f1, as the function was 2x cube minus 21x square plus 36x minus 20, so f1 will be 2 into 1 cube minus 21 into 1 square plus 36 into 1 minus 20, and that is equal to minus 3. Thus maximum value of the function fx is minus 3. Now as x equal to 6 was a point of minima, so minimum value of the function f will be obtained by f6, or will be f6, and that will be 2 into 6 cube minus 21 into 6 square plus 36 into 6 minus 20, and that is minus 128. That means minimum value of the function f is minus 128. Now our second method is first derivative test. Now here again we are taking the same function fx equal to 2x cube minus 21x square plus 36x minus 20 as we have taken in first method. Now in step first we will find out the derivative of fx, and that is 6x square minus 42x plus 36. Now in step second we will take f dash x as 0, and this is giving us the value of x as 1 and 6. Now in step third we will check the derivative of fx in neighborhood of 1 and 6. Now at x equal to 1, this f dash neighborhood of 6 means, now here suppose in number line this is 6, neighborhood of 6 means a number to the left of 6 and to the right of 6. Now f dash 1 minus h. 1 minus h means to the left of 1. Now 1 minus h, we can take a nearest number to 1 which is less than 1, and that here I am taking as 0.9. Now f1 minus h will be obtained by putting the value of this 1 minus h in f dash x. Now here keep in mind that the sign of f dash x will be obtained by putting the value of x in f dash x. Now first of all, we will factorize f dash x so that it makes our calculation easier. So here f dash x will be equal to 6 into x minus 1, x minus 6, which we have obtained in step second. Now f dash 1 minus h, that means a nearest number to 1 and less than 1. Suppose I am taking here it as 0.9. Now 6 will be positive. Now 0.9 minus 1 will give us a negative sign, and 0.9 minus 6 will again give us negative sign, and this on multiplication will be give us positive sign. Now f dash 1 plus h to the right side of the 1 or a number greater than 1, and that I have taken as 1.1. Now f dash 1.1 will give us now 6, this will be positive, 1.1 minus 1 will be positive, and 1.1 minus 6 will be negative. So plus into minus will give us the negative sign. As we see here, the sign of f dash x is changing from positive to negative. That means x equal to 1 is a point of maxima. Now if a sign changes from positive to negative, then the point will be the point of maxima, and if the sign changes from negative to positive, then that will be the point of minima. So maximum value of a function will be given by f1, and f1 will be 2 into 1 cube minus 21 into 1 square plus 31 into 1 minus 20, and that is equal to minus 3. Now at x equal to 6, now left derivative of 6, that is f dash 6 minus h. Now 6 minus h can be taken as number less than 6, that is 5.9. Now f dash 5.9 will give us, now this 6 will be positive, then 5.9 minus 1 will be positive, and 5.9 minus 6 will be negative. So, and the multiply of these three signs will give us a negative sign. So f dash 6 minus h is negative. Now f dash 6 plus h. Now in place of 6 plus h, if we take 6.1, now 6.1, here 6 will be positive, 6.1 minus 1 will be positive, and 6.1 minus 6 will again be positive. Now this is giving us the sign as positive. Now here the sign of f dash x is changing from negative to positive. So this x equal to 6 is a point of minima, and minimum value of the function will be given by f6, and that is minus 128. Now these were our two methods to find the maximum and minimum value of the function. Now come to exercise 6.5 of NCERT. Now here in question number first, we have to find the minimum and maximum values if any of the following function given by, now I am doing second and third part of it. Now in second part, fx is equal to 9x square plus 12x plus 2. Now here we can apply the first derivative test and second derivative or the second derivative test to find out the maximum and minimum value of the function. Now it can be done directly also. Now here fx is given to us. Now we can convert this in a form of perfect square. Now this 9x is the square of 3x plus 2 into 3x. Now 2 into 3 will be 6x, and 12x divided by 6x will give us 2. Now plus 2 square. Now as this is in the form of a square plus 2ab, then there should be b square to make it a perfect square. So 2 square, now plus 2 was already in the question, and then minus 2 square. because this 2 square we have added this and the value of the function should not change, so we will subtract this minus 2 square from it. Now this will give us 3x plus 2 whole square plus 2 minus 4, and that will be 3x plus 2 whole square minus 2. It can be observed that 3x plus 2 whole square will be either 0 or greater than 0. Now square of any number is always greater or equal to 0 for every x belongs to a real number. Therefore, fx equal to 3x plus 2 whole square minus 2, on subtracting 2 from both sides, will be greater than equal to minus 2 for x belongs to real number. Now, as this 3x plus 2 whole square is always greater than equal to 0, that means its maximum value cannot be obtained, but its minimum value will be obtained when this 3x plus 2 is equal to 0, or we can say x equal to minus 2 by 3. So minimum value of f is f minus 2 by 3, and that will be 3 into minus 2 by 3 plus 2 whole square minus 2, and that will be equal to minus 2 as this was equal to 0. So minimum value of this function f is minus 2. Now in third part, fx is given to us as minus x plus minus 1 whole square plus 10. Here also, now x minus 1 whole square will be always greater than equal to 0, and minus x plus minus 1 whole square will be less than equal to 0 for x belongs to real number. Now here also we cannot obtain the minimum value of the function as its maximum value is 0. So this fx will be equal to fx, or we can say minus x minus 1 whole square plus 10 will be less than equal to 10 on adding 10 to both sides for every x belongs to real number. Now the maximum value of f is attained when this x minus 1 whole square is equal to 0, or we can say x equal to 1. That means maximum value of f will be equal to f1, and that will be minus 1 square plus 10, and that is equal to 10. Now in second question, we have to find maximum and minimum values of the function if they exist. Now here this second question can also be done as we have done question number first. Here I am doing third part of it. Now function hx is equal to sine 2x plus 5 is given to us. Now in first and second part, always keep in mind that mod x plus 2 will be always greater than equal to 0. So here the minimum value of the function will be equal to minus 1 on taking x plus 2 equal to 0. And in second part, minus mod x plus 1 will be always less than equal to 0. So here we will get the maximum value of the function on putting x equal to minus 1. Now in third part, hx equal to sine 2x plus 5. Now as we know, the maximum value of sin x is 1 and minimum value is minus 1. So this sin 2x will be greater than equal to minus 1 and less than equal to 1. Now we have to find sin 2x plus 5. So on adding 5 to each of them, we will get 4 is less than equal to sin 2x plus 5, and that is less than equal to 6. That means this sin 2x plus 5 was a function hx. That means hx is greater than equal to 4 and less than equal to 6. That means minimum value of hx, function hx, will be equal to 4 and maximum value will be equal to 6. Now in question number third, we have to find local maxima and local minima of the function. Here we will use, in question number third, we will use the second derivative test to find out the local maxima and local minima of the function and maximum and minimum values. Now in fourth part of question number third, fx is given to us as sin x minus cos x, where x lies between 0 to 2 pi. Now in second derivative test, our first step is we have to find the derivative of a function. So f dash x will be equal to d by dx of sin x, that will be cos x, and d by dx of cos x will be minus sin x. So f dash x will be equal to cos x plus sin x. Now in second step we will take f dash x equal to 0 to find the values of x. Now on taking f dash x equal to 0, this cos x plus sin x will be equal to 0, and this will give us sin x equal to minus cos x. On dividing both sides by cos x, we will get tan x equal to minus 1. Now as we know that tan is positive in third, and here we are getting the negative sign. So tan x is negative in second and fourth quadrant. So we can write, and tan pi by 4 is equal to 1. So this value of x will be pi minus pi by 4 and 2 pi minus pi by 4. And this will give us the value of x as 3 pi by 4 and 7 pi by 4. Now always keep in mind that the values, we will take the values which are in the given interval. This 3 pi by 4 and 7 pi by 4 lie between 0 to 2 pi. So we will take both of these values. Now our next step is that we will find out the second order derivative of fx, that is f double dash x. Now f dash x was cos x plus sin x, so f double dash x will be equal to minus sin x plus cos x. Now in next step we will put the values of x in f double dash x to find the sign of f double dash x. Now f double dash x 3 pi by 4, so at x equal to 3 pi by 4, f double dash 3 pi by 4 will be equal to minus sine 3 pi by 4 plus cos 3 pi by 4. And on solving this, we are getting it as minus root 2, which is less than 0 or negative. That means that the function f is maximum at x equal to 3 pi by 4. So maximum value of the function fx will be equal to f 3 pi by 4, and that will be fx was sin x minus cos x. So this will be sin 3 pi by 4 minus cos pi by 4, which on solving we will get f 3 pi by 4 as root 2. So maximum value of the function fx is root 2. Now at x equal to 7 pi by 4, f double dash 7 pi by 4 will be equal to minus sin 7 pi by 4 plus cos 7 pi by 4. And on solving this, we are getting its value as root 2, which is greater than 0. That means that fx is minimum at x equal to 7 pi by 4. So minimum value of the function fx will be given by f 7 pi by 4, and that will be sin 7 pi by 4 minus cos 7 pi by 4, which we are getting as minus root 2. So here the minimum value of the function is root 2 and maximum value of the function is root 2, and minimum value of the function f is minus root 2. Now come to question number 5th. Now here we have to find the absolute maximum value and absolute minimum value of the following functions. Now I am doing the third part of it. Fx is given to us as 4x minus 1 upon 2 x square, and here x lies from minus 2 to 9 by 2. Here closed interval is given to us. Now first of all, in order to find the absolute maximum and absolute minimum values, we will find the derivative of the function. Now f dash x will be equal to 4 minus 1 upon 2 into 2x, and that will be equal to 4 minus x. Now second step is on taking, we will take this f dash x equal to 0, and this will give us 4 minus x equal to 0, and x is equal to 4. Now this 4 lies between the interval given to us, that is minus 2 to 9 by 2. Now here we will not differentiate, we will not do it by double differentiation. Now here, as we have to find the absolute maximum and minimum values and the closed interval is given to us, so we will find out the value of the function at the point minus 2, 9 by 2 and 4. Now f minus 2 will be equal to 4 into minus 2 minus 1 upon minus 2 square, and that will be equal to minus 8 minus 1 by 2 into 4, and this will give us minus 8 minus 2, that equal to minus 10. Now f4 will be equal to 4 into 4 minus 1 by 2 into 4 square, and that will be 16 minus 1 upon 2 into 16. 2 into 8 will be 16, and this will be 16 minus 8 equal to 8. Now third one, f 9 by 2 will be equal to 4 into 9 by 2 minus 1 by 2 into 9 by 2 square, and this is equal to 18 minus 1 by 2 into 81 by 4. This will give us 18 minus 81 by 8, and that will be equal to 63 by 8, or we can say this will be 7 point something. Now here, as you see here, we have obtained three values of fx at point minus 2, 4 and 9 by 2. One is minus 10, another one is 8, and third one is 63 by 8. Now the maximum value out of these three is 8. Now 8 is maximum here, and out of these three, minus 10 is minimum value of the function. So we can say that absolute minimum value of fx is minus 10 and absolute maximum value of fx is 8. Now here we have to keep in mind to when we are finding the absolute minimum or maximum value, that on taking f dash equal to 0, now here we will get some values of x. Now we will take those values only which lie in the interval minus 2 to 9 by 2. Here 4 lies in the interval minus 2 to 9 by 2. So we will take 4 also. Now then, after finding the value of x by taking f dash x equal to 0, we will find the value of the function fx at point minus 2, 4 and 9 by 2. Now out of these three values, the minimum value will be the minimum value of the function and the maximum value will be the absolute maximum value of the function. In question number 10, we have to find the maximum value of function 2x cube minus 24x plus 107 in closed interval 1 to 3 and in interval minus 3 to minus 1. Now let fx equal to 2x cube minus 24x plus 107. So our first step to find out the maximum and minimum value by second derivative test is that we have to find the derivative of fx, that is f dash x. So f dash x will be equal to 6x square minus 24. Now in second step we will take f dash x equal to 0, and this is giving us the value of x as plus minus 2. Now we have to find the maximum and minimum value of the function in interval 1 3 and minus 3 to 1. Now first of all we will find in interval from 1 to 3. Now value of x will be equal to 2, as 2 lies between 1 and 3. Now we will find the value of the function at 1, 3 and at 2. Now f1 is equal to 85, f2 is 75 and f3 is 89. As we see here, the maximum value of the function f is at 3, x equal to 3, and that is 89. So we can say that maximum value in the interval 1 to 3 is 89. Now we have to find the maximum value of function in interval minus 3 to minus 1. As here we have obtained two values of x, that one was plus 2 and second one is minus 2. Now minus 2 lies between minus 3 and minus 1. So in the interval, in order to find the maximum value of the function in interval from minus 3 to minus 1, we will find the value of function at point minus 3, minus 1 and minus 2. Now f minus 3 is equal to 125, f minus 2 is equal to 139 and f minus 1 is 129. Here the maximum value of the function is at x equal to minus 2, that is 139. So we can say that in a closed interval minus 3 to minus 1, the maximum value of function is 139. Now in question number 11, it is given that at x equal to 1, the function x to the power 4 minus 62x square plus ax plus 9 attains its maximum value on interval 0 to 2. Now find the value of a. Now here the function, let fx is the function, that is x to the power 4 minus 62x square plus ax plus 9. Now f dash x will be equal to 4x cube minus 24x plus a. Now it is given to us that function f attains the maximum value at x equal to 1 in interval 0 to 2. So f dash 1 will be equal to 0. Now f dash 1 will be 4 into 1 cube minus 124 into 1 plus a, and that is equal to 0. And this will give us the value of a, and that is equal to 120. In question number 12, we have to find the maximum and minimum values of function x plus sine 2x on interval, closed interval 0 to 2 pi. Let fx equal to x plus sine 2x. Now here x belongs to 0 to 2 pi. Now f dash x will be equal to 1 plus 2 cos 2x. On taking f dash x equal to 0, we are getting cos 2x equal to minus 1 by 2. Now 1 plus 2 cos 2x will be equal to 0, and that will give us cos 2x equal to minus 1 by 2. Now here x belongs to closed interval 0 to 2 pi. So 2x will belong to the interval 0 to 4 pi. Now it is given to us that x belongs to 0 to 2 pi. Here cos 2x was equal to minus 1 by 2. So value of 2x will be pi minus 1 by 2. As we know, cos is negative in the third and fourth quadrant. So the values of 2x will be pi minus pi by 3, as cos inverse 1 by 2 is equal to pi by 3, and pi plus pi by 3. Now up to 2 pi. Now as 2x belongs to 4 pi, so in the second round, that is 3 pi. Now cos x, the value of 2x will be 3 pi minus pi by 3 and 3 pi plus pi by 3. So we can say that 2x is equal to 2 pi by 3, 4 pi by 3, 8 pi by 3 and 10 pi by 3. Or we can say x is equal to, on dividing each term by 2, x equal to pi by 3, 2 pi by 3 or 4 pi by 3 or 5 pi by 3, and these all values belong to 0 to 2 pi. Now we will find the value of the function at pi by 3, 2 pi by 3, 4 pi by 3, 5 pi by 3 and 0 and 2 pi. Now value of the function at pi by 3, that is f pi by 3, is pi by 3 plus root 3 by 2. Similarly, value of the function at 2 pi by 3 is equal to 2 pi by 3 minus root 3 by 2. At 4 pi by 3 is 4 pi by 3 plus root 3 by 2. And value of the function at 5 pi by 3 is 5 pi by 3 minus root 3 pi by 2. Now, value of the function at x equal to 0, that is f0, is equal to 0, and value of the function at 2 pi is equal to 2 pi. Now, as we see here in all these values, now 0 is the minimum value of the function and 2 pi is the maximum value of the function. So, we can say that absolute minimum value of function f is 0 and absolute maximum value of f is 2 pi. In question number 16, we have to find two positive numbers whose sum is 16 and the sum of whose cubes is minimum. Now suppose x and y are the two positive numbers. Here the sum of positive numbers is given to us equal to 16. So x plus y will be equal to 16. Now we have to find the minimum value of the sum of cubes of the given numbers. Now sum of cubes of x and y will be equal to x equal to x cube plus y cube. Here I have taken sum as s. Now on putting the value of y from equation first, s will be equal to x cube plus 16 minus x whole cube. Now on difference we have to maximize or we have to minimize this s. So we will apply the second order derivative to the s. Now on differentiating both sides with respect to x, ds by dx will be equal to 3x square plus 3 into 16 minus x whole square into minus 1, and that will be equal to 96 into x minus 8. Now on taking ds by dx equal to 0, we will get the value of x as 8. On differentiating the second equation, that is ds by dx with respect to x, we will get d by dx of ds by dx will be equal to d2s upon dx square, and that will be equal to 96. Now at x equal to 8, now d2s upon dx square will be equal to 96, and that is greater than 0. So we can say that s is minimum at x equal to 8. On putting the value of x in equation first, that is x plus y equal to 16, we are getting the value of y as 8. So s is minimum if the two numbers are 8 and 8. Now in question number 18, a rectangular sheet of tin 45 cm by 25 cm is to be made into a box without top by cutting off a square from each corner and folding up the flaps. What should be the side of the square to be cut off so that the volume of the box is maximum? Here we have to maximize the volume of the box. Now suppose this is the sheet of a tin and with the dimension 45 centimeter by 24 centimeter. Now suppose a square piece cut off from each corner B of side X. Now dimensions of the box formed will be, now here X and x. Now length of x centimeter is cut off from both the ends. So length of the box will be 45 minus x plus x. That means 45 minus 2x. Now similarly, breadth of the box will be equal to 24 minus 2x, and height of the box will be equal to the square piece length of the square side of the square piece cut off, that will be equal to x. Now we have to maximize the volume, so we will find out the volume of the box. Volume of the box, that is V, is equal to length into breadth into height, and that will be 45 minus 2x into 24 minus 2x into x. Now on multiplying x with 45 minus 2x, we will get 45x minus 2x square into 24 minus 2x, and this I have taken as equation first. Now we have to maximize the volume, therefore we will find the double derivative of V. Now first of all, our first step to maximize V will be, we will differentiate this V with respect to x. Now that means dV by dx will be equal to 12 into x minus 5 into x minus 18. Now after finding dV by dx, we will put dV by dx equal to 0, and this will give us the values of x as 5 and 18. Now as we see here, x cannot be equal to 18, as 18 plus 18 will be equal to 36, and 24 minus 36 is not possible. We cannot cut the value, we cannot cut length of 36 centimeter from the length of 24 centimeter. So we will check whether the volume is maximum or minimum at x equal to 5. Now on differentiating this dV by dx, again with respect to x, we will get d2v upon dx square as 12 into 2x minus 23. The double derivative, we will put the value of x obtained in d2v upon dx square or in double derivative. Now at x equal to 5, the value of d2v upon dx square is equal to 12 into minus 13, and that is less than 0. That means the volume of the box is maximum at x equal to 5. Thus the side of the square cut off from each corner such that the volume of the box is maximum will be equal to 5 centimeter. And question number 19, so that all the rectangles inscribed in a given fixed circle, the square has a maximum area. Suppose ABCD is a rectangle inscribed in a fixed circle, or we can say inscribed in a circle with a fixed radius r. Now diameter of the circle, that is AC, will be equal to 2r. Now on taking angle BAC as theta, CAB as theta, in triangle ABC, we can say sin theta will be equal to BC upon AC, and that means BC will be AC sin theta, and that value of AC was 2r, so that will be 2r sin theta. Similarly, cos theta will be equal to AB upon AC, and that will give AB as AC cos theta, and that will be equal to 2r cos theta after putting the value of AC. Now we have to prove that here we have to maximize the area of the rectangle. Now for that, we will find out the area of the rectangle, and area of the rectangle A will be equal to AB into BC, and that will be 2r sin theta into 2r cos theta from equation first and second, and this will give us area as 2r square sin 2 theta. Now here r is constant, that is given to us, only the variable quantity is theta here. Now it was given to us that in a fixed circle, that means its radius is fixed, or we can say the radius r is fixed quantity or constant. So only theta is the variable quantity here. So we will differentiate, in order to maximize the area, we will differentiate a with respect to theta, and that will give us dA by d theta as 4r square cos 2 theta. Now in second step, we will take dA by d theta as 0, and this is giving us cos 2 theta is equal to 0. And from this we can say that 2 theta is equal to 90 degree, or theta is equal to 45 degree. Now on differentiating equation third with respect to theta, or after finding the double derivative, on finding the double derivative of a, d to a by d theta square will be minus 8r square sine 2 theta. Now at theta equal to 45 degree, this d to a upon d theta square will be equal to minus 8r square, and which is negative. Thus we can say that the area of rectangle A is maximum at theta equal to 45 degree, and for this theta we can find the value of AB and BC from equation first and second. So BC was equal to 2r sine theta, and here theta is 45 degree, so BC will be equal to 2r sine 45 degree, and that will give us the value of BC as root 2r. Similarly, the value of AB was 2r cos theta, and theta here is 45 degree, and so AB will be equal to 2r into 1 upon root 2, and that is equal to root 2r. As we see here, this AB and BC are equal. That means that this ABCD is a square when area of the rectangle is maximum. Thus area of rectangle is maximum when AB is equal to BC, that is when it is a square.